All right, we are live on Facebook. Good evening, guys. Greg, Rich, how you guys doing tonight? Not
Good.
sure
How are
why I'm
you?
so upbeat, peppy right now, but I had a lot of energy, just like this rush of energy all of a sudden.
You all
You know,
caffeinated?
Yeah,
I am not caffeinated at all right now, but for some reason I had this rush of energy. It's great to be with you guys again tonight. And
thank you guys. Thank you. It was a pleasure being with everybody. Rich, David. We do have an amazing guest today, somebody that is very near and dear to me, incredibly like close to me, but also somebody that we would like to kind of share with the rest of the world in terms of, you know, what this young man has done, how inspiring he is to me and to my generation, and that the fact that the Armenian generation, the future generation is bright and is capable of doing things, and what he has done in this what do you call it, tough time in our history. Obviously, who I'm talking about is the young man that I'll introduce, which is my godson and my nephew, Nicholas Skokan. And his mom is actually chaperoning on the Zoom as well. That's Nina. This is my cousin who I've come to. Cousin. A cousin is more like a distant word. She is my older sister by all intents and purposes. We have grown up together, and so the reason why, to the viewers out there, why we got Nicholas on here today, right? So Nicholas, first of all, thank you for coming. Welcome, Nicholas. Welcome, Nina.
Yes.
How you doing, man?
Good.
Good. Okay. So the folks out there listening, why we have Nicholas, besides him being an all-around awesome dude. Nicholas, when the war started, the unfortunate events, him and his mom and his entire family, just like many of our Bay Area families, understood that there is a need to do something. There is a need to help somehow. There is a need to fundraise. Back then we were doing it for Armenia Fund. Now he's doing it for another project that we talk about. So Nicholas, let me ask you. So the way that you are fundraising was through what? How did you start fundraising, or what was the idea? You can tell us the story.
Well, first I started with making cookies, and then I realized that I could raise money with the cookies that I make, and then to help the kids in Karabakh.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
It's really cool. Were you like bringing them to, I mean, where were you selling them? Just friends and family, making phone calls? How'd that happen?
My mom's friends, we hooked up with them. They started ordering. We told our neighbors, spread the word, and then they started ordering cookies.
Excellent. Yes.
Cool. That's
really we kind of took on the endeavor. Nina called, sent out the call to action. And what was the result, Nicholas? Was the how much did you raise through the cookies? Because I know you're now doing something else, which is a little different. The cookies amount was roughly what was the grand total you were able to bake for us and raise? You mentioned it earlier before the call.
So far I have $4,588.
Amazing.
That's absolutely amazing. Nicholas, well done. Well done, man. How old are you, Nicholas? How old are you?
10.
10 years old, and he's raised $4,500 and more than 40. That's absolutely amazing. Great job. Great job.
Yeah. If I may say, we set up the goal 5,000, of course.
September 27th.
Yeah, and since started September 28th, that was the Tuesday.
Mm-hmm.
As soon as we heard about this tragic news about war back home,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
and,
he's like, Mom, how can we help? What needs to be done? I mean, it's just amazing that he's passionate about baking, and so that's how it all started.
I'll explain. Being his godfather and uncle, like it didn't take me off guard because I know that he's a passionate young man, but it took me off guard in terms of the longevity, how he stuck with it. And I thought, okay, we're gonna do like a week of this stuff, but no, he kept going and going and going. Obviously his mom is someone supportive and helping a lot. Nina, thank you. Right. But so it started with cookies, right? And recently, so that drive ended, I know that. and now you're doing something else that it's a little bit more focused. That was for Armenia Fund. I think the Tufenkian Foundation, I helped you donate to as well. It was a diversified amount for 4,500. But now, Nina, maybe you can talk about this as well, or Nicholas as well. There's a new passion, which is the cupcake drive. What is that for? What is that? What is going on here? And you can, describe.
We're continuing. Our goal is 5,000.
Mhm.
So we're continuing, and I hope if this young gentleman will not be tired, we will, just continue. We'll just continue helping kids.
Mhm.
They in need, it's just something that, we can do much, but we are just happy to, put a small contribution into their daily basis. I know they're surviving right now there, and we're all aware of that. The big tragedy for all of us.
You may think it's a small amount, but those things add up. And the amount of money that you've raised, that's literally putting clothes on people's backs. That's literally putting heaters in people's homes. These are the kinds of things that we sometimes take for granted here. Where we've got opportunity to go to Home Depot or go to wherever we want to get supplies. But even raising, what some may think is a small amount of money, it's a huge deal. And for someone like Nicholas to do that, it's just really remarkable. And so I think that's so great. I'm glad we have an opportunity to talk.
Thank you. Thank you. I truly believe that kindness defines person, and I'm proud of Nicholas that, he, it's what, September, October, November, December, 5 months, and he didn't give up.
January,
right?
Right. January.
And we're just continuing. We're continuing, and we will continue. We donated some nonprofit organization as well, besides the Armenian Fund, like one of them, Kids of Karabakh.
Good.
Nonprofit.
That's a local organization.
Yeah, and then just straight to families, so that's definitely
well done.
Yeah.
Well done, well said. The need is so great, Rich. As you said, every amount helps. And excuse me, guys. And $4,500 is not a small amount. Right. Nicholas, you should be very proud. And we all know you guys are going to reach that 5,000 and more. Well done. I want to. Greg, can I buy some?
Absolutely. So look, we already have someone that's interested in your cupcakes. Can you tell us about the flavors that you're making, right, for us?
So far, we've made vanilla and chocolate. We're thinking about expanding for Valentine's Day to make raspberry and strawberry ones, maybe.
Yum. All righty.
And red velvet also.
Red velvet. Hell no, man. I am excited. I've seen the process. I've already delivered a few very satisfied customers. Nicholas, tell me one thing. So you got into baking, right? Look at that. You got one more guy. Yeah. So anybody that's listening, you can reach us. We are going to blast this on Instagram as well, and we'll make sure that you have more and more of these followers and folks that would like, as long as, and I know you're not going to get tired because you love baking. How did you get into baking? We here in your family are spoiled with how good you are and how amazing. By the way, cookies and cupcakes is not the limit. Nicholas probably made the best cheesecake I've ever tried in my life. And I'm not saying it because he's my godson. It's just hands down. And when I said, I was like, Nicholas, how did you do this? He goes, I just followed the recipe. So that's phenomenal. I mean, like, you have a knack for this stuff, and I'm very, very, very proud of you. And how did you start? Do you like baking? Is this something that you're into? Like, do you want to continue doing this?
So also it took place when I was very little. When I was like 2-3 years old, I really liked taking flour and water and everything.
Nice.
Putting it in a bowl and just mixing and just making Play-Doh out of it stuff. And then it also took part where I would watch movies about baking, like Ratatouille and about baking. Shows like Nailed It, Sugar Rush.
Nailed It, yeah.
Let me ask you this, Nicholas. So making cookies, cookie spoon, you got batter in there. Are you licking the spoon or not?
Sometimes because the batter is edible, even though there's flour in it.
Right.
There you go. There you go.
love cookies.
I've had whole batches that have never got to be made into cookies.
Nice.
That's just, you know.
because the batter is so good.
Oh, yeah.
Hey
I
man.
want to know what's next. I mean, Nicholas, I personally didn't get started like getting involved in the community and organizing and working towards projects, raising money until much, much older, like my mid to late 20s. I want to know what's next for you. What is your next project? You guys are working on Valentine's and stuff. What do you think you're going to do next in terms of baking? And where do you want to contribute? If I can ask, maybe you don't know yet.
Maybe, yeah. What's spinning in your head? What are you curious about? What do you
I'm
want to have?
thinking about it, maybe starting doing cakes,
Nice.
like mini, like large cupcakes, something like that.
Amazing.
That sounds great. That sounds
We're
great.
gonna
Great.
get him on staff up here at for the Kings because of our Armenian assistant coach, you know.
Yeah. Well, yeah, dude, don't worry about it. We'll get you cakes to Sacramento, and there's no problem whatsoever. So right now, in terms of logistics, right? Because right now we haven't started shipping, right? We just do deliveries. Yours truly, Uncle. Yours truly, Mama Nina, and Rose, that are the deliveries, as well as Nicholas themselves. So currently it's NorCal only. So we'll go as far as Sacramento, but in the future maybe we'll consider even maybe shipping stuff to all over the place. Well, sky is the limit. Sky is the limit. Nicholas, I'm very proud of you. Rich, there's a couple of photos, right, that we can show.
Yeah, for sure. Which one do you want to show first?
So yeah, let's
order.
Yeah, in order. Like first, there's a photo of Nicholas with his a shirt that David will remember from the centennial, the purple shirt. This is just him kind of showing, rising up in solidarity.
Is it going?
Yeah, it's not going just yet. Oh, there you go. Excellent. All right, perfect. So that's right outside your house, right? You're wearing that shirt that we've made. What is it now? 5+ years ago. Wow, time flies. That we had the Golden Gate Bridge, and you got your hand in solidarity with the Armenian people, with all the oppressed folks. Rich, the next photo will be a little bit more inclusive of what was happening, and we can maybe get Nina to chime in on the.
It'll go.
Is it? It's not going.
It's joking on us. Hold on a minute.
It's okay. It's okay.
Okay, I'll stop the share and then I'll change it and we'll go take it.
Okay. And Ian, so I'll explain. The next photo is going to be the photo of the lawn sign that you all created, and that was early on, right? And how did that come about? What was the idea there?
The idea was there that to bring awareness.
Perfect. Look at that. Excellent.
If I can say so, we nailed it because neighbors, just like around even neighbors, they didn't even know that, there is a war in Armenia, and some neighbors didn't even know that, they were questioning who are Armenians.
Yeah. Excellent.
I think that was the first, just to bring awareness and it was something that come from our hearts,
Amazing.
and we wanted to all people, all our neighbors, and we have a big community, and to see what we're in, our countries, in what trouble, we're all sharing the tragedy, and that was basically a scream from the heart, and we wanted to share with everybody.
Absolutely.
We wanted people know about what is happening in Armenia and the Artsakh, and just that was the main.
Amazing.
reason.
Amazing. And it definitely, it was very loud when Rose and I pulled up to your front yard. I was like, wow, this is big. You know what I mean? And it helped us to it uplifted us. And Nicholas, what that is that's direct action. That's like not even social media. That's not digital. That's not TV. That's like right in your face, on my lawn, the fastest, most quickest thing you can do. And everybody that's passing by can at least read it and see what is Armenia, why Turks out. And if they start Googling, they will be able to at least find some sort of questions. And at the very least, what they can do is they can stop by and ask you questions. So kudos to you guys for doing that. That's phenomenal. But then you took it a step further, Nina, and you brought him to something that is, I think, Nicholas, I mean, Rose and I and the family, we've been, we've been marching for a while, but, and like David said, Nicholas, you are now doing it at an age much younger than when I started. Definitely David chimed in than his started, right? And that's amazing. Can you tell me about this day? What was it? Do you remember what this happened? It was like thousands of Armenians. Where was this? Do you remember?
It was a very special day. It was on Golden Gate Bridge.
Mm-hmm.
Me and my family marched to show people that
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got it.
You know, he says it's important to fight. It's important to stop this war.
yeah,
It is, you know, just so like to let the world know what's going on
what's
there,
going
and
on.
you know, we all united there. It was very, very, very special day for all of us, and you know, in unity we're strong. So I think you know,
Well, yeah,
this day will
overcome.
be, you know, will live with us forever.
Amazing.
That
amazing.
was a great experience, and you know.
Not to mention, yeah, sorry, David, what were you saying?
No, I was just saying, Nicholas, you'll remember that. Your whole family will remember that always. And we gained a lot of exposure there. It was all over the news in the Bay Area. And the images from that have been shared all over the world from that march. So we did. I mean, it was great that you were part of that.
Thank you.
Go ahead.
This is phenomenal. And I think you got your younger sibling that just walked in the background as
Yes.
well. So she's just Ani's
Okay.
walking around. Nicholas, I will tell you something. David, Richard, and I, we kind of gather information from all over the diaspora. I'll let you know. The good thing is you're not alone. There's a lot of young people that are trying to do good things as well, and because of that, we as the older generation, we feel like that the future is bright. That you will be the leaders of our country in the next few years. So I cannot thank you enough for what you did. I will help you promote your cupcake fundraiser. We already signed up one customer that's right there. By the way, he's wearing a Warriors shirt, and I know you're a Warriors fan as well, right? There you go. And when things settle down, we will definitely all meet up at the Chase Center. Yes.
Get to go.
Yeah.
When everything opens up, I have tickets.
There you go.
To the Golden State Warriors.
Wow.
Row 9.
Row 9.
Oh wow.
You lit up.
Lower level. You will get to go when it is safe to go.
Perfect.
And congratulations and a thank you for your work. But keep it going.
We'll promote you. We'll promote your initiative, because I know now I'll actually chime in, because Nina has told me what the cupcakes currently are going to do is there's going to be a direct action to help individual families in Artsakh. Friends of ours that went to Artsakh, came back, showed dire need to help. So this will be even more so direct action, and less so kind of Armenia Fund as it was previously in early months.
Yeah. If I may say, Greg,
yes.
Massive thank you for all our friends, families, all this contribution for so many, for this past 4 months are priceless. We are just so happy. We're just blessed to have you guys all, and for you, David, Greg, and Richard, the Arach Media, I think this is huge. This is huge what you guys are doing.
Thank you.
I'm a mom of 3 kids, and it's hard to keep up with all the news, and especially when the war started, and that was, not many times, but sometimes I was able to pop in, and it was really great to get to know, some news.
Amazing.
Amazing.
No, I appreciate it, Ninjan. I'm very happy that we and obviously having you as family and network. It just, we're just one part of one large global family. And I can't wait for Nicholas. He hasn't been yet, but I know he will come to Armenia with us, and we will travel, and you will see what is that land that was.
That's the dream.
Yeah,
that's
that is
our dream.
will.
I've
You
never
will.
been myself, but
You will.
it's really a dream to go. And as soon as it will be a little bit stable, hope that day will come.
It is.
It's
it
in
will.
near future. And
Absolutely.
meanwhile, I just wanted to, and I know many people already doing this, just spreading the love, spreading, kindness. I think only then we can, hope for a peaceful world. It's such a tragedy, to see those people back there in Artsakh. If kids should not see, this war, kids should not lose their, parents, fathers, brothers. It's such a big tragedy.
Yeah.
So, if we all unite, if we all spread love and kindness and help each other, I think there is a hope.
All right, I'm inspired, Nina. I really am. We're gonna finish off on one thing. I mean, I don't know if Nicholas is ready, but in this war, you started something, and I think Richard, as a musician, you're gonna enjoy this. It is a tough thing, and we got 4 more minutes, but I wasn't able to do that when I tried. But you picked up something, and you're slowly becoming a little bit more proficient at it, right? Can you explain to us what did you start doing? And you can give us a little demo.
I started playing the duduk.
The doo-doo. Wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's no joke.
That is no
Wow.
joke. Yeah. And as your brother is behind you, jumping up. What's up, Zach? There we go. All right. Do you have your duduk next to you?
Yes.
Yeah. All right.
Wow.
There you go. Can you show people that don't know what a duduk looks like? There we go. And it's made out of apricot tree, right? There you
Yeah,
go.
this duduk was made in Armenia.
Absolutely.
You
As I think most duduks should be made in Armenia.
Right.
And it's
or if not in Armenia, by Armenians.
by Armenians. There
Absolutely.
You go.
Yes.
So there's a quick tune that you're able to play, right?
Yes.
Can you play something for us real quick? All right, man. Well, we're all ears. It's all you, and then we'll wrap it.
Amazing.
It's a tough instrument. Richard will tell you.
It's no joke. It is no joke.
There are not many duduk players in the world. I don't believe.
Well, there's now one more. I hope
Good.
so. All right, hit it. Dude, bravo, man. I love it.
Bravo.
Nick, there's more.
Encore.
One more. Got it.
If I can pop in, this is a new song that he started, Dela Yaman, and I think everybody knows.
Dela Yaman,
Yeah, that's
okay.
that's
Go for it.
very special for all Armenians, right? That big
Wow.
one after genocide, that was the
Dela Yaman, every Armenian should knows the
Yes,
song.
yes. A
All right,
great
man.
Armenian composer, priest, and just okay.
All right. Dude,
So,
I love it.
Well done.
So
Well done.
bravo.
thank you, thank you. So this to me is an achievement because it was I once gave it a go with Duduk, and it is so hard that when
Yeah.
he just picked up and started doing it, and he has an amazing teacher. Maybe one day we can spotlight him. We can do a whole conversation on that later. But Nicholas, thank you. This is the beginning, and I want you to keep going. Rich, you were saying.
Great
I was
job.
just going to say, there are many things that are uniquely Armenian, but the duduk is especially in music about the most Armenian thing there is, and we most people have heard it one way or another, whether it's been through specific soundtracks in movies or in even some video games, and it has become ubiquitous as a statement of or something to connotate what or to sort of underscore what is ancient humanity. And so in many ways, the Duduk is the voice of ancient humanity. So what he's doing is really bringing, he's extending our reach into the next generation, which is all that anyone could ask for, right? I think it's beautiful. It's
Unbelievable.
and it is no joke. It is different than the recorder or the flute or any of the other wind instruments. While they may be similar, there's a specific timbre and register that this instrument lives within, and it takes a special connection to heart that you have to have in order to play this. So bravo, well done, dude.
Thank you,
Good job.
Matt. Thank you, Nicholas. Is it do you feel it's hard to play the instrument? What happened? Nina, we can't hear him. Oh no! Can you say it again? No, you guys are lost.
Are they muted? That's
Not
weird.
on my end.
I know this.
I'm muted here.
Oh, no.
It's okay.
Great job.
Don't worry. No problem. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about anything. But we're already at the end. Anyways, guys, thank you for being here. We're gonna promote your cupcakes. We're gonna hear you again. Next time there's gonna be COVID's gonna start subsiding. We're gonna have gatherings. I'm gonna make sure that we can practice harder and you can perform for a larger crowd. For those of you out there that have learned about Nicholas and how proud we are of him and how proud we are of this next generation, 10 years old only, with so much to go, raising funds much needed for Armenian relief through baking cookies that people have purchased and love. And if you're interested, let me know. And if you're in the Bay Area, of course, let us know. I will connect you to his mom. You can connect with me. You can connect with Richard, David, and they will connect to us, and we can continue this fund drive. Sorry that we can't hear you, Nina and Nicholas, but I appreciate you being with us, and I bid you farewell. And there's Zach in the background. Okay, thank you guys. Thank you. Rich, thank you so much. Talk to you soon, man. All right, he's trying to take care of his technical.
That was awesome.
All right.
That's really phenomenal work. Greg, thanks for having to join us tonight. That was
I appreciate you all agreeing to have this. Rich, you might need to do the
yeah.
Okay.
And then
and then Zach is going
surprise. Greg, that was a surprise. That's awesome.
Yeah. So anyway, that was cool. I think thanks for letting for everyone for agreeing to do this. It's an amazing little pivot from we have like our very serious guests. Not to say that this isn't a serious guest, but it just showed what a young child can do if he tries.
Well, for sure. And the thing that's important to mention is we have been going. To use a basketball term, we've been pretty good. We've been going pretty hard into the paint for the past 6 months, and there's more to our story than surviving genocide. There's more to our story than being in crisis mode, and having a young boy like this who's active and willingly living an Armenian truth and broadcasting that openly is pretty awesome to see. And we need to see more of that. And I think we need to, if if we have any platform at all, we need to make that acceptable for others to do the same. So, or at least showcase that it is acceptable. So,
Thank you. All right, and we got a lot of love on the comment line. I appreciate that. One thing we forgot to say that we'll get into the news portion of our segment now. We are raising funds currently, as we've always done, and the funds are being raised for HBU, and you are able to do that. Obviously, there's a fund drive that we're talking about through Nicholas, but that's more of a cupcake and yum yum fund drive. This is more direct action, and you can do it right now by just hitting that button to donate right below the screen, and the funds are going towards HBU. David, Richard, let's go into it.
Greg, if I just say real, thank you for queuing that up. It's going toward the YP Cares matching program for Artsakh. There's still a few thousand left in matching funds, so every dollar you give is matched up until Tuesday the 17th, or I think it's Wednesday the 17th. A week from tonight, the program ends. And I appreciate you queuing that up, Greg, and I appreciate you guys for donating any amount you can tonight. So
absolutely.
Thank you.
Moving through the, I guess well, actually, what, let's, we can work in reverse a little bit. David, I know you're working on something big that's coming up this Sunday, and what do you call it, that I'm involved in, and the reason why both of us are involved in this is so that we can raise more funds. Why don't you cue it up? I know, Rich, it's a little bit out of sequence. It's not a news item. It's more of a community, a come together situation. David, take it away. Let us know what's going on this Sunday. I know you've been dedicated and very much plugged into promoting it, but it needs more promotion. And it's a phenomenal event that yours truly here, together with an amazing group of people, will be doing something throughout the weekend.
Yes, it's the HBSF Winter Gala, which Greg, you're frozen, or is that me? Did we lose Greg? Is he frozen?
We may have.
Oh no, Greg.
The network has been acting really goopy.
It's okay.
Oh, there you are. There you are. You there,
okay, man.
I don't see you, Greg. There you are. All right, Greg. Thank you, Rich. If you're able to, it's the last link on the document, the HBSF Winter Gala. So, Greg, you're so familiar with this event as a past organizer with the HBYP Northern California, Young Professionals Northern California, past co-chair of this event. That's interesting. There it goes. This event is 21 years old this year. Actually, it's 22 years old technically. This is the 21st Winter Gala. It's always raised money for HBU projects and programs benefiting Armenia and Artsakh. This year's no different. All the funds are going towards YP Cares matching program, providing heaters, blankets, and winter clothing for displaced families in Shushi. Rich, if you can click on events from the page, Greg is referring to the event on Sunday that he is a huge part of. And I'm super grateful, Greg, for your involvement, you and Rose, and our awesome chef, Arthur, that you've brought in as well. Yeah. There it is, Wine and Dine experience on the right. If you click that is on Sunday. I've been describing it as, this literally is going to be the most unique virtual event you can ever attend. And it's a unique immersion, a sensory experience of wine tasting, wine history and tasting cotton wine, and then some barbecue and meat smoking demos that pair perfectly with your wine, Greg. And we can't wait to feature this on Sunday at 2 p.m. It's Valentine's Day. Take a moment, a couple hours of your afternoon to take part in this event.
Whoa. That is a great way in this quarantine.
Yes.
It's not a take time out. It's take time to, I don't know, you can do a little romantic build you could, as a matter of fact, buy a ticket and say, hey, honey, I have an experience for you at 2:00. We're going to learn about Armenian winemaking history and then we're going to actually, partake in a little bit of a live demo by a well-known chef, an up-and-coming chef, and already kind of a young man that's done a lot, Chef Arthur, who I've, yet to meet in person, but we've definitely formed a bond through a community that I'm part of. and it's an amazing experience for everybody to immerse in. I won't give out too much details because I want people to buy the tickets. Bottom line is this: when you're purchasing these tickets, you are contributing to a fundraiser that is directly helping people in need. And that's ultimately the most important. You can buy tickets, don't attend the event. It's all good, man. Although you're missing out. But I'm just saying, it's you know, and we are we are in a digital world right now where you can do this from the ease of your house. So I highly, highly recommend everybody join in and attend. The tickets, yeah.
Wait a minute. Are you telling me that I could set up a date night?
Mhm.
I could support an amazing organization, and I could learn about the historical origins of wine itself all in one day?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And taste.
And how to pair and how to taste wine, and you'll have a chef that's, you know, whose resume, although he's a young up and coming chef, his resume is extremely rich, and he's somewhat of like a what do you call the, not a best kept secret, but it's one of those like hip things to know if you're if you know what he does and you're in SoCal. It's kind of like back in the day when Roy Choi did the whole you know, you gotta follow on Twitter and know where his what do you call it, food truck is. Well, Arthur does the same thing with phenomenal. He smoked meats and all sorts of delicious meat options that he is able to kind of concoct, and you know, he has a big buzz around his menu. Now,
Texas, right, Greg? Texas barbecue with heart.
Absolutely. Richard, I know you smiled. I'm going to give you a little, because Richard is he's a vegetarian. The group, that's fine. The group that I'm in, a lot of the dishes that we are prepping to showcase to the world, and Arthur is a big part of it, are actually vegetarian dishes, because we as Armenians have such a long and tasty. Oftentimes people think you go vegetarian, you're like cutting out a lot of your life. No. You can barbecue while a vegetarian. You can create elaborate, amazing dishes as a vegetarian, and those are also in the pipeline. It just happens to be that this guy is very, very, very well into the craft of meat smoking. And
hey,
but
listen,
I have a feeling
talking to a guy who used to own 7 barbecues and could grill on most of them simultaneously. I still have one tattooed on my arm, but I'll tell you what, you know, because I want to really live a nonviolent life, and I want to promote nonviolence and inclusiveness with all living beings. That's what I do. And it just happens to manifest in my diet. And I wish more Armenians would live it the same way. But that's
nothing wrong with that. Rich, just before we close the Winter Gala, there's Saturday. We also have the comedy event.
Amazing.
I don't know, Rich, if it's still up or not. If not, it's okay, because it was on the screen we showed. Great lineup featuring Mary Basmajin, Lori Tatulian with some hilarious sketch comedy. We got my buddy and former YPNC member Opik Zorian, and then the co-chair of YP Toronto, and he's a TEDx speaker himself.
So it's all on agbusfwintergala.com. Is that right?
.org.
Sorry about that. Okay.
I'll put it on the feed. Absolutely, it's all there. Oh, thank you, man. Great. Thank you, and thanks for the plug. And Greg, I can't wait to see Sunday. What comes up Sunday? So.
All right, so should we get into the news?
Let's do it. We got a lot to cover. Let's do it.
Did you freeze with serious face?
No, I think we did.
He's got the pensive face on. Good for him.
Let's see. Did we lose him?
Okay. I don't know. He'll do something. But meanwhile, you know, the first.
We lost him. He'll come back.
There he is.
Sorry. It's been a bad day, and you know what? Shout out. Sorry to AT&T. I'm switching. It's done.
Wow.
That's it.
Wow. Well, look. Welcome back, Greg. Why don't we get right into the news? We got a number of things to cover, right? Why don't we start off with Pashinyan and his My Step Alliance and what's going on with them? What can we share with everybody about the whole election?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, you know, there's criticism. So this pertains to a criticism, but the news item prior to that was that, you know, Pashinyan's My Step Alliance decided that they're gonna cancel the snap elections that were going to be, I believe, in March. this is obviously a horrible thing because we've gotten through an insane ordeal. Everybody knows what happened to the Armenian people, and there's quite a lot of dissent and anger towards the ruling party, which for a revolutionary, well, guess what, bro? Now you're the person that gets criticized, and for the insane things that have happened. Yeah. Rumor has it, so there's the upfront things, and obviously the coalition and the ruling party is the party that needs to decide for snap elections to come along. I think it's a constitutional issue that Armenia needs to one day deal with, because sometimes ruling parties don't want to budge, and there needs to be some sort of a workaround, which I hope there is. But bottom line is that his statement was, we feel that there's not a lot of criticism out there in the Armenian world, so the idea to do a snap election is not necessary.
Right.
Ergo, I know that he was polling somewhere around under 10%, which is essentially the opposite. You're doing so badly that there's a 100% guarantee that you'll be pushed out if you do elections.
Now, Greg, that is a sharp decline from what I remember maybe a little more than a month ago, hearing he still had 40 some odd percent support. Now, who knows where these polls are coming from, but apparently there were polls that he had 40+% support, but then you have thousands protesting every day for his resignation, right? And now they're saying that there's no public demand for snap elections. It's just,
not to mention, we are constantly reading the pulse of a place called Yerevan. Go read the pulse of the regions. Go read the pulse of the other regional cities. See what they're saying. See what they're saying in Sunik. You know what I mean? Like, I'm a little bit tired of taking Yerevan as the barometer of everything about Armenia. You know what I mean?
Yeah, good point.
So there's a nation in turmoil. The status quo can't stand. Currently, yes. I guess we can move past this new news article. As it stands right now, he's canceling the elections. But I hope that the opposition and the political will of the people prevails, and he has to stand essentially what is going to be the referendum on him.
Yeah, the person that's in power when the nation loses, it should not be the same person that is in power when the nation rebuilds. It's almost logical in a lot of ways, right? Like, you don't see that. So now, look, I guess you could say that's my opinion. We probably share that opinion, right? But it just seems like he's just been constantly grasping to try to hold on to power the entire time. That's just what it feels like to me. I don't know, Rich.
And here's the other thing. One of the cornerstones of integrity is following through with what you say you're going to do. And if you say, okay, we're going to hold snap elections, then you should hold them. And the other part of that is that if you're so confident that you're going to win, if you're so confident that your numbers are high, what do you got to worry about? Hold the elections, you get reelected, and then you'll call it a day. And then you'll cement your legacy as being reelected in the middle or post major horrific event. So, exactly. What do you have to worry about except losing? But, I don't know. I'm not there. So,
you're right. We'll try to speed through the other items as we got some things to cover.
Yeah.
But this is probably the largest one. And yes, there has been a lot of big names that want to throw their hat in the ring. This is what I have to say to the Armenian nation. There's a lot of chatter out there of like, well, what do we have to do? We can't stop this. We'll have to go back to that. My statement is this. This man, let's give him all the benefits of the doubt, has gone through the largest calamity that the Armenian nation has seen in recent history. When that happened to the Japanese, the entire top echelons resigned. Some of them did harakiri, which is suicide, okay? In honor, because they understood that they were going towards something. And the whole lot of like, oh, he had a bad card. Oh, he had nothing. No, I mean, we are 3 months in. We are 2 months post. We see everything now. Remember how sorry he was? I'm now seeing that because there's a political jam log, and let's not get into the constitutional issues of Armenia. Now you're trying to see that he's kind of gaining a little bit of momentum when he knows that the opposition, and I'll throw some shade on them as well, are a little bit incompetent, because you now have the will of the people to like move this along, and they just can't come to a consensus and do it, because you can. This guy's not an iron man, you know what I mean? Like, he can be moved, but because they are not aligned in the best way, it's causing a lot of he literally is controlling the only unified bloc, while the others are just kind of fumbling and blah blah blah. And yeah, Coach Hadan wants to come back, but he still needs to come back and kind of unify a block around him. Hasn't done that. And in the meantime, the guy's like, yes, you know, I'm about to be ousted, so snap elections canceled.
Yeah, okay? And you know, and the other thing is that you know we talk a lot in America about, you know, the breaking the two-party system, and that the two-party system is no good, and that we need other voices, which I don't disagree with. But the flip side is well, if you have 12, 17 parties, how are you going to get consensus? You know, if everybody only gets a small sliver of the vote, then, you know, you're talking, you know, if only 10% of the country has a say, then the other 90% doesn't get their needs met, or at least intellectually, or, you know, they're not as invested in it. And so I think there's something in between 2 parties and 17. I don't know what the number is, but it's broken.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Anyway, absolutely. Next topic.
Let's do it.
Let's roll right in. This one was kind of surprising to me, guys. But I'm actually even more surprised to see it's coming from official foreign ministers in Parliament saying this. Greg, what can we tell you about this with the border issue with Turkey now?
I mean, so look, for you to understand what's happening here, you understand what happened in 1992, right? So Soviet Union collapsed, and for a while there was going to be a Turkish embassy in Yerevan and an Armenian embassy in Ankara. That is normal. That's okay. I'm not against that, right? But Turkey started to put preconditions immediately, that you can't have claim over Artsakh, that you can't claim that there was an Armenian genocide, essentially doing so the border closed. Now, this is kind of a dangerous avenue. Armenia always on the inside had this fringe minority. We've been 30 years without opening up that border, aside from not having these preconditions, right? Like, if you can take all these things off the table, maybe we can talk about an open border. And that's what this foreign minister is kind of trying to allude to. But the place that we're at, we're in such defeat that Turkey's going to roll over us, and they'll say, we'll open up the border, we'll flood the Armenian market that is very weak with all sorts of Turkish investments. Guys, we are oftentimes worried about, like, Turkey, I don't know, murdering us, which is a clear and present danger, or Turkey. There's a third option that's happened to Georgia, by the way. Turkey can outright buy Armenia tomorrow.
Oh, for sure.
They can buy every public sector and private sector institutions and this and that. And this is what we are kind of afraid of when we're talking about this border opening. There will be an immediate effect, right? Free flow of goods, predominantly Turkish goods, into Armenia. I don't think Turks give a damn about purchasing Armenian goods. You know, Richard and I always vent about so many Turkish apricots here at Trader Joe's.
No such thing as a Turkish apricot.
Exactly. But of that, right? Can you imagine, like, Armenian market won't be able to compete? There won't be Armenian apricots sold in Turkey. There will be actually more cheap Turkish goods in Armenia. Without proper like levers of protection, it'll be disastrous. On top of that, they will mandate that the whole genocide thing is dropped, that Artsakh be dropped. You know what I mean? Like, all of this. Just ask what's happening in Georgia to any Georgian. Okay, yeah, they're proud and they're loud, but in reality, you go to Batumi, 90% of the hotels are Turkish. Now, you tell me you got a country that controls 90% of your tourist industry. How free are you as a nation?
Yeah, you guys look, the quote, and Rich, comment on this too, please. Like, the quote from Armenia's foreign minister, Arach Media. Okay, he's in the middle of the war. He became the new one, I believe, right? He says, as you are aware, this is to the parliament. referencing the blockade imposed by Turkey since 93, Greg, to your point. As you are aware, the blockade was the result of the Nagorno-Karabakh status quo, which has changed through a use of force. Turkey, therefore, no longer has any reason to keep its border with Armenia closed. There was,
so in other words, what he's saying is because they used force and took the land, we should now have an open border. I don't know. Maybe I'm missing something, but that seems absurd.
Exactly. What about security issue? What about security? They want nothing more than us gone, right? And so now we're going to open the border. Look, pre-war, remember protocols, horrible protocols? What was it, 20 years ago, 15 years? What it was? Remember that? Like, there is a benefit to the border being open for commerce and so on for Armenia, but it has to be done the right way with no preconditions and nothing that's endangering the nation. Sorry,
the
Greg.
agricultural sector is going to get decimated. You will not have a single item of Armenian made. You know how these, like, there's HDIF, Homeland, or a Homeland project, where there's Armenian women in Vardenis and Tavush region making trinkets and dolls and this and that. You'll have none of that. Those people will not compete with the cheap flooding of goods. And there will be a subsector of Armenians that's the even worse part that'll benefit from it. The middleman business people, right? That will benefit from this. Now, I know a lot of Armenians are thinking this needs to maybe happen while we all become programmers and the IT sector, which is one line item, a few news items after that. But no, man, we can't all be in IT. And sure, at some point the border needs to be opened, but we should have our ducks in a row. And currently, this administration is not allowing us to align any ducks in a row.
Yeah, and more than that, though, first of all, I agree with you. And here's my overarching statement on all of it. Number one, I don't think that there's anybody alive who wouldn't want to find some sort of equilibrium and normalization. I think that most people would like to have some sense of normalcy and to be able to coexist and to work together and to begin to rebuild. But the reality is it doesn't matter whether it's country to country or family to family or person to person. There will be no peace, there will be no accord, there will be no reconciliation without absolute truth and opening up dialogue about the honesty and without honesty and without getting down to the heart of the matter. And when you have preconditions like, well, we're not going to even talk about Artsakh, we're not going to talk about the genocide, we're just going to brush past the whole thing as though it didn't happen. That is 100% unacceptable to at least people like me, and I would imagine most people, because it's unreasonable. You can't just bypass the pathway to reconciliation and expect it to be cool.
And I'm telling people right now, there's the naysayers, right, are like, well, how do the three of us have the privilege of sitting in diaspora and talking about the unemployed individuals there? My statement is this: you watch what happens to the unemployment index in the agricultural business sector, in the minute manufacturing business sector of Armenia, once Turkish stuff comes flooding in without any protection whatsoever. You must, and by the way, protecting economies is happening. It's happening with America. What do you think tariffs are all about? The former Orange Julius, aka number 45, was doing with China. You know what I mean? Like, these are protection schemes. Major large countries do this all the time,
right?
Whereas Armenia, on the foreign minister is trying to kind of essentially shoot in the dark. By the way, chances are the Pashinyan administration already has, via NGOs, some flooding of money from Ankara or from sectors leaning towards Ankara. Okay. And it's already happening, and that's furthermore.
So, I'd like to underscore something else. When we talk about Turkish goods flooding into Armenia or Turkish goods flooding everywhere else, I want to highlight something. Oftentimes, when we talk about genocide, we talk about the killing of people and the murder of families and just the decimation of the population. But let's not forget that there was a theft of property. There was a theft of businesses. Just the other day, I was looking through something online and I was surfing through looking for some stuff, and I ran a search on copper items. And of course, my name, Kazanjian, is Coppersmith. And of course, I start seeing these copper objects, and when they start saying highlighted, oh, made in Turkey, you like I don't think that could have come from my grandfather's factory. Right? So when we talk about Turkish goods flooding into Armenia, are we not possibly talking about stolen Armenian businesses that are now selling back to us?
Absolutely.
Yeah, at some point, yeah.
That is true. The other thing is,
I'm not going to support that.
With you can open up your economy, and that is important for commerce. But you need to maintain your independence, and this is the biggest thing that Armenia is losing. Whether it's with Russia, whether it's with Azeri aggression, guys. I'll be honest with you. If it wasn't for this weak sauce administration, okay. Chatter on the internet sphere is, if you ever see a stronger individual come back to Armenia, Azerbaijan is nervous about that. Turkey is nervous about that. We were a thorn in their side. And we had this weakness that was both in terms of a pandemic and an administration that was blind to what's going to happen, or some say actually lockstep with what's going to happen. I'm not going to speculate. But we need to regain our independence. We need to regain our independent thought, okay?
Right.
And we need to protect ourselves.
I don't disagree. In fact, I highly agree. I think it's important that we continue to move on, and we'll put more of these links up. Let's get to the next topic.
Yeah. The last thing just is, the timing is weird. He did go on to say that they have to address the security and the de-escalation of the situation, and that there are no processes underway right now for normalization. There is no process.
Exactly. And how are you? And you are the government, man. You are in charge. You know what I mean? Weird timing.
Yeah.
All right. So
what do you guys?
This is some good news, right? We have good news coming up.
Yes.
Okay, go for it.
Which is the Netflix series.
Right. I mean,
Greg, did you want to talk about the IT sector?
Right. There is this floating idea that there's a series on Netflix that's coming out, the Musk Factor, and it's telling about the Armenia's IT sector as this robust example of what can happen. Yes, it's great, and absolutely the IT sector. I'm sorry, I'll be selfish, and the wine industry is also the two things that Armenia has got growing for it, right? But again, if we're going to get decimated and our independence is going to get taken away, that will not matter. Our lands will not bear fruit for the vines, and people will leave, and there will not be any an IT sector that's this robust. However, it's true. In the past few years, which by the way predates Pashinyan, so let's not accredit it to like Pashinyan came in and now there's a booming IT sector. There's an amazing push from the Silicon Valley here and the global IT elite of Armenian origin, as well as what's happening over the years from all sorts of things. From back in the day, there was Armtech, and David, you know that, right? It's been a long time coming, and yes, Armenians are able to. And even today, I heard that there is a Swedish company that's going to invest and create 1,000 jobs in Armenia. However, I know that the middle and entry-level job placement in Armenia is a tough one. I have been told that there have been projects that were folded in Armenia because they simply could not meet the demand of, let's say, we need 100 people. You know what I mean? Because that you need actual bodies. You need qualified, skilled bodies, okay? Individuals that know. So yes, on the one hand, a Swedish company wants to invest thousands of jobs in Armenia in the IT sector. Great. Can Armenia rise to that occasion? We don't know. And I'm not just, spitting trash out of my mouth. I know that from people close to the industry.
Right.
And that is the you know what I mean? Like, so, if we got a depopulation issue going on, if we got issues, I'm all for investment in Armenia. That is the next step of what everybody in the diaspora needs to do. But we need to take care of our house first.
Right,
Okay?
right. You can't talk about how you're going to steer the ship when you got water coming in.
Absolutely. And I feel like right now we're living in two worlds where like there's people talking about I don't know, like concerts and festivals in Yerevan and how cool the IT sector is, while I literally just had my nephew on how we need to fundraise for families that literally don't have a roof over their head. Okay?
Right. Well,
So
speaking of, the good news, the other piece of good news is that some of the POWs are beginning to return, and there's a bit of an exchange happening. And I know that we've spent a pretty solid amount of time raising money for this issue. But this is, at least this is the beginning. I'm trying to see the silver lining in this, but obviously, we have a long way to go. We've got 5 more Armenians that have been handed over, but there could be hundreds still missing. So,
one prominent one, the Lebanese repatriant, Maral is her name. That it's I can't imagine what a woman goes through. We don't even know if she's alive.
I shudder to think what happened.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's mixed news in a lot of ways. Obviously, it's really great to have the 5 back, but then the concerning thing is it's beyond concerning. There's really no words, right? I've been saying that a lot the last 6 months, but the fact that there may still be hundreds more. I'm not sure, but Rich, I mean, you're right. I think we're going to keep staying focused on this issue. We hope to have guests that have information on this issue. We've raised money for Armenian wounded soldiers, Armenian wounded heroes. We've raised quite a bit for them. But this issue is something that needs to be front of mind for everybody. We need to continue to reach out to our representatives around the world about this issue, for world powers to intervene and be involved, and for there to be more awareness.
100%.
I have some things to add to this. Shall we wrap? There's a couple of bullet points that I want to just mention, but do we? I think we're on the hour already.
Yeah, but well,
let me know.
Before you do anything, I want to give a shout out to Robert Wilson, who's a dear friend of mine who donated, and I just, this is particularly touching because I know what Robert's gone through in the past handful of years, and
Wow.
it's without opening up anybody's dirty laundry or anything. Like me, Robert has had his own medical challenges and personal challenges over the past few years, and so I would just say, in context, your donation means a tremendous amount to me personally. So I just want to say thank you.
Absolutely. Robert, thank you. And this kind of adds to the point that we're like we're a global community and not just a community of Armenians only, but everybody all around. And everything helps, and we appreciate your contribution, because this this keeps us going, man. We've been through a lot.
Well, we have a couple other news items that we could talk about, but it's not. I know we talked about we want to adhere to time, so that's reasonable.
There's a couple of things that I'll just run through. Sorry if I'm just going to be like a little bit of a soapbox. 3 major items, right? Obviously, today I was actually on a panel, listening to a panel by Zoravik. Shout out to them out of Boston, doing some great stuff. And Lindsay Snell and Karina Avedisian was on there as panelists, talking about the misinformation that went on during the war. I highly recommend our listeners go to Zoravik on Facebook and listen to a half an hour of that lecture. It was eye-opening to the point where it was shaming to Western media. It was shaming to Western NGOs that, quote unquote, tout human rights violations in the world. And it was damning to their reputation. And I appreciate that. That was so fresh to hear, because all of us know that. So I highly recommend people do that. I also, another news item is, yes, Azerbaijan is starting to tighten its grip on the comings and goings in and out of Artsakh. Before, even Lindsay Snell mentioned that before you could just drive into Stepanakert, now that there are tighter checkpoints, Azerbaijan is no longer allowing people, or no longer allowing as freely people to go to Dadivank any longer.
That's right. And now, if everyone knows, she's a journalist that was in Artsakh during the war. She's been such a huge proponent for the Armenian and Artsakh issues from the following the war. Sorry, Greg.
Absolutely. And so these are the major items that I think folks need to know, is that tighter grip on. Oh, and another large news item again. Our government let us know again, I guess, to the plan of the enemy, that Armenian conscripts to the Armenian army, as they would always serve, all my cousins that served in the army spent time in Artsakh, defending Artsakh, even during the time of peace, relative peace. Now they will no longer officially be doing that. So that means that the 50,000 Armenians that are going back to Artsakh, congratulations, bro, you're on your own. I guess we as Armenians adhere to every point on that horrible agreement with zero leeway for Azerbaijan. I don't even know what to say about that, but that's another news item that I saw out
Yeah,
there.
well, the things I'd like to say about that probably should be taken offline, because it would be unwise for me to voice them in public.
Yeah,
I
I appreciate
will
that.
say that I think there's a few things that need to happen amongst the diaspora and the folks on the ground in Armenia. We need to work together closer. We need to be a lot more serious about, what is left of the Armenian nation. And I don't mean just from Artsakh, I mean from the entirety of Western Armenia to what is left in what we have considered modern Armenia. And we need to work hard to preserve it. Nothing's guaranteed. We can't ask for help from other governments because they're not going to give it to us. And we have to be the ones that do it ourselves. And there's plenty of people out there that are driving, S500s and G classes, and I don't know how much money they're giving to Armenia. I don't know, but I see flags and stuff all day long. I question it, and
there's many that haven't, unfortunately. But shout out to those that did. We had another donor.
Oh, for
Natalie,
sure.
thank you so much, Natalie, for donating as well tonight. Thank you. It's doubled. It's matched. Every dollar's matched. So
yeah.
Thank you all. Now, guys, at this point, just for the kind of the sanctity of us sticking to our hour time frame, I want to kind of give a shout out back again to the AGBU amazing fundraiser that's going on the entire weekend. We got Mary Basmaja and Lori Tatuan and the amazing crew that's going to be putting on a phenomenal comedy show on Saturday, as well as we got a wine and dine event that's going to be on Sunday. Y'all, I know we're opening up. Yeah.
With you and Rose and Chef
With
Arthur.
me and Rose, yeah, with yours truly. And we
at 2 p.m. Sunday, the wine and dine.
Sunday. But you will find out on Sunday when you make that ticket purchase. So go on and make that, okay? So we need those tickets to rise up a little bit. If anyone's interested about Nicholas's cupcakes, please reach out to me. You can reach out to David or Richard, and they'll ping me, and you will be able to get delicious. I'm telling you, not because he's my godson. I don't care. Let me remove myself. The best cheesecake I've ever had.
And coming from someone who's lived in New York, that's a pretty stellar.
And I even looked at Rose. I was like, you know what I mean? Like when it's like, yeah, attaboy, good, brownie points to the little guy kind of thing. But I looked at Rose and I was like, is this for real? Is this real?
Greg, I want to try them, man. I want to try them. And you know what, Rich? I appreciate you for putting the link up on the feed. Could we show the raffle if it's not too much trouble? Because that is ending on Sunday as well.
Absolutely.
And I want to have the chance to. The link is in the feed, but you Venmo at AGBUYPNC or PayPal AGBUYPNC@gmail.com for any of these amazing gift baskets. 3 of them donated by Greg and Karin Wine, phenomenal wine, and they're in these amazing gift baskets. And then we have a Henry's Coffee gift basket. We have my Warrior tickets as well with a $100 Lamed gift certificate. It's $45 Lamed and Warriors, and it's $25 for all the other baskets.
If I was a baller, I would play the spread, as they say it in the casino terms, right? Can you imagine If you you win randomly, and I'm sure AGBU is not gonna discriminate. If it's a fair win, it's a fair win. And the more you Venmo the $25, the more chances of you winning are in there.
Yep.
If you win a Warrior ticket, a wine gift basket, a coffee gift basket, and a coupon to La Med, which is a restaurant, what is that, buddy? Well, that's a hell of a date night. That's a hell of a date night right there. Okay.
Yeah. If you could click on the image, just so we could see a close up, this how awesome these are. And then scroll through if it's not too much trouble. Otherwise, the link is there already. Awesome. There you go, Greg. We got the rosé and the Malbec, right?
Absolutely. We got the rosé, the Malbec, and a lot of like there's cheeses, there's crackers. Now we got those people that don't like red wine. There's a rosé and a Viognier, which is a white wine with chocolate, cheese. And also there's wine openers in there. So you just grab that gift basket, you go have yourself a nice picnic, man.
Exactly.
Okay? You don't need anything except for this gift basket for an amazing date. La Med, everyone's favorite.
And La Med, my row 9, lower level. When it's safe to go, when it reopens and it's safe to go, you will get a regular season, 2 tickets to a regular season game. And then the Henry's coffee should have been in there too. There it is.
There it is. There, dude.
That's good. Thank you guys for showing this, taking the time to do that, and Greg for all your help explaining it too. You guys, it's all going to the matching program as well. So it's not just $25, it's $50 for every one you get. So, or it's not just 45, it's 90 for everyone.
Amazing. Gentlemen, it's been a pleasure as always. Thanks for having my dear godson on. And
it was a blast.
I wish you good luck over this weekend in promoting this very, very important event. Above all, it's a great time, but above all, it's us raising money.
Okay, 2 other things. Speaking about raising money, I want to shout out to my brother Jacob, who donated. Bravo, thank you, brother. And definitely, we've got some stuff to talk about later. You know what? We have a walk and talk to do. And
thank you, Jack. Thank you.
Yeah, for sure. And we also have links in there for a call to action. There's political action that you can take. We're not going to dive into it, but I really encourage you to read through some of the links. Everything that we have talked about or we're going to talk about is up there right now. I strongly urge that you call your representatives. I know there's a lot going on with this impeachment and with trying to level set the American government, but they get their marching orders from we the people, and we are the people. And if you don't use your voice, someone else is going to. And oftentimes that voice has got dollars behind it. And so what we need is for you to put the pressure on your representatives to support the bills that are up there. The Armenian Assembly is doing a tremendous job in making it easy to connect. So to some degree is the ANCA. The links are up there. Please investigate and spend a few minutes doing that rather than shopping on Amazon for 10 minutes.
Speaking of voting, you also vote with your dollars. Today I had a thank you ANCA spotlighting that Walgreens uses the same PR firm as the dirty PR money from Azerbaijan. And what I'm going to do, and I've done already, as of today, Walgreens is no longer my pharmacy of choice. I'm moving my business elsewhere, and you can do too. So there will no longer be a Greg shopping at Walgreens, nor getting my whatever necessary prescriptions I get. None of y'all business, because that's private.
ADA. All right.
But this is the way America works, and we can do it, guys. And TJ, I'm coming for you as well. Stop bringing stuff and branding it Turkish. Apricots were Armenian. They're Armenian.
No such thing as a Turkish apricot.
That's right.
So anyway,
the genus for apricot is Armenius.
Yeah.
Armenius.
Yeah.
Anyway, there you go.
All right, guys. Love you all.
Thanks, guys. Have a great night.
Okay.
Cut the plug.